Hey marketing leader, and today I come to you with bad news. We failed miserably at testing our navigation on our website, and I hope to share with you some kind of wisdom, some kind of precautions that you can take away, and when you do your website navigation test, you'll do it much better job than we did. So without further ado, let's start. A little bit of backstory, not much, just a little bit to give you context, which is important to the video. Long time ago, there was NerdCow, and it was just me, and it was just this freelancer, one-man band doing websites, being nice and cool, but eventually that guy decided to grow business and hire the first person and then find another person, and then off it went. As the business evolved, services changed, messaging changed, branding changed. If you visit our website, you'll see the sort of history behind our brand rebranding exercises and how it all evolved. In other words, we're here in I don't want to say startup phase, but we're still learning quite a lot, and changes happen frequently. We are an agile business. We just push things out, publish them, learn from mistakes, improve, move on. Very quick. There's literally any product cycle, decision cycle is probably 1 hour at most. No, it's really quick. So what I'm getting at is website needs to catch up. And if you go to nerdcow.co.uk, at the point of recording of this video, the navigation is out of the loop. And very recently, we changed our product offering again. We actually introduced our own names for products that we offer, and we learned that much more throughout the years about our audience, about our website visitors and what they want to see, download and watch, etc. So it's only fair to revise the most important component on your website that helps people digest the content on your website. So with that said, we started our first test on the journey. That is closed cart sorting test. And if you don't know what that is, it's effectively asking people to group items, doesn't have to be menu items, any kind of items you like shop items, like whatever, into baskets. And you specify those baskets before the test, and they do their own thing, and then you analyze matches, how many people agreed or disagreed or confused themselves, etc. So we did that. Let's take a look at the results. On the high level, without going into details because this would take ages, we have 4 baskets, top categories that I mentioned that people would put menu items into. And again, from our current website, we have work, services, about, blog. There's 5th action, 5th category of just link, schedule a call, which is irrelevant to this test. So just to give you an overview of what just happened, work has 34% match between participants. Yeah, only a third of people knew what work means. Services is even worse. 30% of people agreed what services are. About is in red, 28%. And finally, blog, 25% people knew what to find under the blog tab. And I know what you're thinking. This is ridiculous. This is exactly what I'm like, how can you not get? I was screaming at my screen. I was. Terrible. Well, it is what it is, right? We interviewed 22 or 23 people, and this is more than enough to have any patterns going. So we knew we had to do a little bit of work around that to improve it. So let me actually put it down, all right? We analyzed all the results. We had a look at other data available to us, such as session recordings, like screen recordings from Hotjar, Google Analytics, and then exit rates, landing pages, whatever we had at our disposal, we would use to interpret those results and come up with a new, different menu structure. Okay, and the menu structure was so different that we didn't even recognize it ourselves. And we had now, instead of services, there were products. There we have use cases, which used to be solutions at the beginning of our discussion, but well, ended up use cases, customer stories or case studies, about, and blog. Okay, so now we have 5 items rather than 4, and they are a bit more specific. Now, I will show you on the screen right now. There you go, you see it? Okay, so this is exactly what we ended up with testing. Now, the second test was a bit different, because we no longer wanted to use closed cart sorting. We wanted to use, I can't remember the name of that test. That's my favorite test of them all. And what's happening in that test effectively is that people are tasked to achieve something. And what you provide them with is a predefined structure of the navigation. You literally tell them, hey, can you sign up to newsletter? And they would click that structure to find the newsletter page, or wherever they think the newsletter is. And you can track every single click, even back and forth. So if they back up from their decision, from their initial click, you get the track of it. So that's what we ended up with. And again, I wanted to present you with the results. Okay, this test was a bit more complicated. So there are many questions and many tasks that we asked people. I think there was 7, if I can count. There was 7 questions, 7 goals that we wanted them to achieve in those tests. So with the new structure, we asked them to sign up to newsletter. And guess what? 31% managed. Like, god damn it. Like, how can you go to... It doesn't matter, okay? 31% only signed up to our newsletter successfully. Next question for the lovely participants was to show me examples of completed projects for other technology companies. We usually work with technology companies, so it only makes sense to test it if people can find it. And only 50% of them found it. Actually, 47% found it. Oh well. This one isn't as bad as it looks. It actually makes sense if you really read between the lines. Imagine you are experiencing low website traffic. Where do you go for help? And some people went to get more website traffic page, but also some people went to search engine optimization. So one person found the page by searching for the problem, and another person probably knew how to solve the problem, so they found a service that solves the problem for them, which is perfectly fine. So if we put this together, over 50% people found what they wanted to find, and that is our best so far. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Now, the winner, probably, and that's what I meant, web design and development. This is, people think it's the same thing, so we just merged these two together into a single page, and without confusing anyone any extra, I think that was a good decision. So again, as a new person on a team, how do you find new website service? And there you go. They literally just click products, key services, web design and development. Simple. I mean, this is. I would be surprised if it was any other way. Although some people went to about story. This time around, we tasked them to find website maintenance service, and again, there wasn't much problem. And to our surprise, some people clicked schedule a call. I like their thinking. Yes, please. Website maintenance was obviously the top choice. Again, products, key services, website maintenance. Little they knew that Website Impact, which is our brand product name, is exactly what website maintenance is. But again, they weren't familiar with the product naming, our own product naming, so they chose the simplest path because they were new visitors. They weren't familiar with NerdCow at all, so I forgive them. It's okay. Okay, this one, just read more about sustainability. You have no idea how many people care about sustainability and working with companies that are sustainable, and we really care about sustainability as an initiative at NerdCow. So it's fantastic to see that most people, 85%, which is more than acceptable, found the page that they wanted. Great stuff, really good stuff, I love it. Now, we know that most marketers work with WordPress, so we wanted to put themselves in a role where they search for WordPress service, a WordPress website, or just to double check if they can actually build in WordPress. And well, they've went to partners. how do you... But anyway, 40% of them managed to land on WordPress page. So as you can see from this survey, from this test, we have still a long way to go, but it's not that bad as you think, because these tests don't provide much background, much context. So people that were tasked with these objectives, these goals, they didn't know anything. They didn't have any step before the preceding step, such as search in Google. I mean, if someone searches in Google WordPress web design service and they land on a page, they're already in the right mindset. They don't question what the page is about much. Whereas these people, they were complete random strangers that you could pick off the street and ask to fill it in, that sort of survey. So with a little bit of aid from graphics, context, brand, and messaging, and maybe illustrations on the page, these tests could have scored much, much higher. And the only way to test it in a final form is to actually build a website prototype, invite people over for in-person tests, and see how they manage. So that's what we are going to do next. And with that, I will leave you with your own thoughts. You probably have many, but I highly encourage you to give your current navigation a test. You will find many crazy ideas and discoveries like we did, because again, we don't see the world through the eyes of our website visitors, and the only way to appreciate their own perspective is to simply ask them, and this is one of the ways to do it. So how was that? What do you think? I mean, did we fail that much? I'm on the fence with this one, but let me know in the comments, what do you think? And good luck with testing your own navigation. See you in the next video. Bye bye.